Weather seems nice today, not too hot, not too cold. Really ideal in my opinion, with lots of sunshine. And what's going on today? Actually, reading this was kind of interesting because, as you know, there's a lot of wildfires popping up here anyways, and I guess the question is it a natural fire or have people just been causing the fire? So this one was kind of interesting in other parts of the world where in this instance they actually caught a person with a drone. This one says, Italy police used drone to catch suspected arsonist in the act as wildfires char Calabria. Police in southern Italy believe they've captured a serial arsonist thanks to an unexpected hero, a drone. Since early July, the Calabria region has been besieged by a series of devastating wildfires. A breakthrough came after local law enforcement decided to enlist the help of a high-resolution camera drone with thermal imaging capabilities. According to police, the drone detected a thermal anomaly, a figure fleeing a nascent fire on a motorcycle through a remote field. And as they indicate here, which I noticed when you're watching the video, you could see, I guess, the person afterwards noticed the drone was flying, I guess, near him, and he throws a rock at it. It says the drone operator tracked the man to an isolated farmhouse where local law enforcement apprehended the 47-year-old local resident. Police said he has a history of petty crimes. His purported actions were lampooned by the regional governor. So while it's good that they caught the culprit, one thing that came to my mind was how a lot of people who fearmonger, let's just say, drones around things like wildfires, even if it's perfectly safe, how about in this case where people could actually use it, where if they're filming the area, oh, here's a fire, look, what's this? Somebody walking by there. Wouldn't that be a potential benefit for everyone where you could actually monitor the area for anything suspicious? I mean, imagine that, where people say, nope, I don't care, it's a quote wildfire, all drones are banned from natural disaster. That would be kind of crazy when you think about it, yet that's what some people say. And like here, if there's no quote emergency workers per se, it's not getting in the way, why shouldn't people be able to use it in that way? Because in situations like these, I would be inclined to say, since there's no real quote safety issue, it's the concern more about what someone will potentially see, like here. That's what I would think anyways, if for anyone who says, nope, no matter what, never fly them around wildfires and so forth. And this is the thing too, recently in various places, this is kind of the second piece of news I read in recent times of an insurance company using drones, and I guess here they're telling people, don't shoot it. This one says, don't shoot down that drone. It could be working for a Texas insurance company. Recreational and commercial drone use in the United States is expected to grow over the next 5 years. The Federal Aviation Administration predicts the commercial drone fleet in the US to be around 955,000 by 2027. Drones are used for real estate, aerial photography, industrial inspections, agriculture, and even insurance companies. So why would they use drones? According to this, they could use it to, I guess, monitor an area after a natural disaster, see things, for example, like here, moisture trapped in roofs and property elevation. It says location data like weather and road conditions can also help insurance companies create site maps so they can give more accurate quotes to residents. Then it gets into the question, can they actually fly a drone, I guess, legally and all that? And they'd say, as long as you follow all the procedures, they're talking about hobbyists, how you have to pass, for example, the recreational UAS safety test. And then the question, can you shoot down a drone? Unmanned aircraft systems, also known as drones, are considered aircraft with no onboard crew or passengers. Destruction of aircraft or aircraft facilities is prohibited by federal law, so think twice before aiming at the sky. It was just kind of interesting how now, again, there's more companies or insurance organizations using things like drones flying wherever they wish to monitor situations, yet not too long ago, and still in many ways, people are like, oh, the recreational flyer is the one that's going to spy on people, monitor others and all that, yet it's companies and organizations and officials ultimately that's doing that, in my opinion, when you read a lot of the news and all that. And then I was reading this, which is kind of disturbing if it actually becomes a thing. It says here, Google's browser security plan slammed as dangerous, terrible, DRM for websites. Google's Web Environment Integrity proposal, according to one of the developers working on the controversial fraud-fighting project, aims to make the web more private and safe. Ben Weiser, a software engineer at the chocolate factory, responded on Wednesday to serious concerns about the proposal by insisting that WEI aims to address online fraud and abuse without the privacy harms enabled by browser fingerprinting and cross-site tracking. The WEI experiment is part of a larger goal to keep the web safe and open while discouraging cross-site tracking and lessening the reliance on fingerprinting for combating fraud and abuse, he explained in the GitHub issues post. So what exactly are they doing here to make it, quote, I guess, safer for everyone? It says the idea of it is as simple as it is dangerous. It would provide websites with an API telling them whether the browser and the platform it is running on that is currently in use is trusted by an authoritative third party. The details are nebulous, but the goal seems to be to prevent fake interactions with websites of all kinds. While this seems like a noble motivation and the use cases listed seem very reasonable, the solution proposed is absolutely terrible and has already been equated with DRMs for websites with all that it implies. So what does that mean? Imagine, for example, visiting a website and it detecting what operating system you're using, for example. If you're not using the specific operating system that this list deems as, I guess, valid or authentic, then you will, let's just say, be blocked from visiting it. Again, it could work in theory in terms of a safety point of view, but in my opinion, I think that would be more likely someone could abuse it. Can you imagine that? Hey, if you don't use exactly our product, our software, our, I don't know, computer and all that in terms of operating systems, we're gonna block you out of here. That's just, I don't know, it just sounds like a communist person's dream, for example. You can restrict everyone in every single way. That's what it feels like anyways. And the general consensus, it seems like, from these posts and so forth, people are saying this is basically surveillance to the extreme and they don't think it's a good idea. It's something that people have been trying to get away from. And it says, I just don't think this is a solution, he said. The solution is to get away from the surveillance economy. We've been trying to ban the surveillance economy and ban the collection of data and making profiles on end users and utilizing it for advertisements. I really don't see any reason why that should be legal in society. To me, this doesn't sound like a good idea overall. What does everyone else think about this? Alright, see you guys later.